Hello!
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's Countdown to Whirl. Not a whole lot to say. I just made backgrounds, and I think I'm all done with those, so I can finally do the ending scene of the MBT4K side. But it's still a work in progress. We'll see what happens. It's been really slow because I've been all over the place. Not much to say there except cue the opening.
Hello!
I'll probably know what's coming. I wanted to open this episode with a little bit of a personal one-on-one. Jablonski did the same thing with Jason David Frank. I feel like I should really open up with some similar thoughts. The other day, well, it was last Monday. I'm at an Outback Steakhouse with my girlfriend, and I opened my phone. My mouth was agaped, and just my fan of a Star Wars soul just broke. I was at a loss for words. Um, One of the things I did before the stream, you can see that box behind me. It's a box of photographs, and um, I wanted to dig out something from my past, which was this old photo album from my Sunday school that was from 1997. The first one is I had this was I was about 4 years old when this was made. I was moving away, and my Sunday school teachers put a little photo album for me to say goodbye and everything. I apologize, the cover's coming off, but the opening thing is is a biopic with little Evan, 4-year-old Evan, and it says, "My name is Evan Bernardi. My favorite color is brown and black. My favorite food is red ice cream and watermelon. My favorite animal is deer. My favorite TV show is the Star Wars trilogy." Or as my Sunday school teachers put it down, the Star War trilogy. I like to listen to my Star Wars tape. Um, when I was young, I had one of those like readable children's book audio tapes, and the book, you can look at the pictures of the book while the audio tape reads it to you. But the thing I put down here as a kid, being an over eccentric imaginative kid, was when I grow up, I want to be Darth Vader. and this is an actual fact here. Everything I've read here is actually well, that number's no longer a thing anymore, so it's not big there. It says my phone number at the bottom, but I don't know, but it's expired now, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, right there. I remember when I was 3, my dad got me into Star Wars, and when Darth Vader walked into Princess Leia's ship, I looked at my dad and said, "Dad, who the heck is that?" And he said, "That is Darth Vader." And when I heard James Earl Jones do that voice for the first time, it hooked me. It really did. Like, he was the star attraction for me. Don't get me wrong. I remember going through elementary school. We would have those like little short films they play on video cassette of just children's book. They were like crudely animated and everything, but what I didn't realize back then James Earl Jones was the narrator of most of them. One of the ones that I have to memory was his reading of Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears. Heck, when I was growing up, I didn't know he was the voice of Mufasa. I didn't know he did all what else he did. Like, to me, Darth Vader was Darth Vader, and while I know he had much of a legacy of doing all these different characters, all these different voices, Darth Vader, he was always my Darth Vader. So, yeah, to hear him his passing really hit a nerve on me. Just hit me hard. Heck, I remember I've been driving around recently and I've been seeing electronic advertising boards saying that just say no words, and you see James Earl Jones' face and it just has his date. Honestly, like, I understand he was old, but and I feel he was the type of person that, well, I didn't know personally, but I actually kind of wish I met him before he passed so I could have had his autograph or just tell him how much he's influenced my life. But one of the things that I feel is that he's one of those people who came, did everything he needed to do, and then parted ways. And that's just something I had to open up with. I'm sorry if I had to open up emotionally, but like I said, as a Star Wars fan, I felt like I had to get that off my chest. James, I want to thank you for everything you've done for us, and I hope you rest peacefully, man. I really do. Well, the show must go on, so here we are. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another nerdy episode of another nerdy talk show where we talk nerd. Sorry I had to open up so emotional. It's been a ride, guys. It's been a ride. It really has been. That being said, tonight we have trailers for Bang, Carmen San Diego. Apparently, another game's coming out that I actually had some interest in the mechanics, honestly. Um, we also got one for Venom: The Last Dance. In other news, we got news of a brand new Harry Potter series coming to HBO, and they're beginning casting. I wanted to share my thoughts on that, but that's another thing. And lastly, news for the PS5 have been released. The PS5 Pro, please excuse me. And oh, I can't wait to talk about this, man. I can't wait to talk about what we learned from that. As usual, I'm joined by my usual host tonight, Jan. How are you tonight, my friend?
I'm doing all right. It's been a busy week for me doing the same one thing.
Doom maps.
Oh, as always. I'm hoping to finally be done with it soon just because I don't really have the whole lot left to do with this one map, but I have like 5 other maps, small recreations of Jaguar Doom maps that I have to finish up and
Jaguar
shove
Doom.
out the door.
Isn't that the one with the
Yes,
music?
the
Isn't that the one with the music that sounds like someone's taking a shit?
no, that's the 32X one with the same levels.
I like how there's a comment on that video for that music for the at Doom's Gate, and it says Long has it been my dream to fart the Doom theme.
Yeah, no, see, that's the like 32X Doom like has like the worst sound, but like that's my favorite one of those like pre PS1 ports to play.
Oh,
Like
really?
the way it controls, I think it feels good. It feels good for that. Like play that thing on a Genesis controller. Like you can like do some rudimentary like circle strafing on it, and it feels good. It's just it sounds like shit, literally.
Literally sounds like shit, yeah. I mean, might as well
And
call
then
it
you've
Poon.
got the polar opposite, which is the 3DO version, which has like the best soundtrack, but the
Oh yeah.
runs like shit.
I like to see one. I like to see a Doom game with like digitized actors. I think that
Then
exists.
play Rise of the Triad.
Is that what it is?
Rise of the Triad. It's not built on Doom. It's actually built on a modified Wolfenstein engine, but all of its all
Hmm,
the dudes you kill are digitized actors.
nice. I mean, I heard there's a version of Doom where you get to play as Steve Jobs. I'm not Steve Jobs. Bill Gates.
Yeah,
There has to be one.
I was on another stream with my friend the other day, and like someone was like, "Oh man, did they ever make Simpsons Doom?" And then I looked up Simpsons Doom because I know
Of
that that was a real thing.
course, it's a real
And
thing.
I think it's hilarious that Simpsons Doom came out one day before Doom 2 did.
I gotta look this up. I looked it up, and the first thing I got was on the Doom wiki: Ultimate Simpsons Doom.
It's not Ultimate Simpsons Doom.
I wish it was because the name like Ultimate.
Ultimate Simpsons Doom is newer, I believe.
I like the cover photo of Homer Simpson. But yeah, there has to be like Simpsons Doom mods where you play as Homer Simpson and you shoot shit.
Yeah, if you scroll down a little bit more and you just see the one like on Doom World and it's in all caps and it says Simpsons Doom, that's the one you want to look at.
You might as well just call it Dope.
It's submitted October
Dope.
9th, 1994.
That's what the name of it. It's like Dope.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Like one of the things that's funny is that like I don't know, I played Doom before. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't hate it. I'm not like an uber fan of it. I'm like, yeah, this is good. Not my cup of tea though. I don't hate
I,
it.
I, I like I like Doom mods that really just kind of push me. Like my favorite one is this mod called Ancient Aliens, which if anyone ever watches this, like and they know anything about Doom, they're gonna be like, oh yes, it's that one. It's gorgeous. But it also has some of the best MIDI I've ever heard in my life. I'll have to play some of it for you sometime.
It's a
It's
huge thing there because
just beautiful music.
I don't hear a lot of good midis. So yeah.
There is a lot of good MIDI out there. You just have to know where to look.
Oh
A
yeah.
lot of a lot of it's in Doom.
Oh yeah. Like me and Annette, we were doing HTML practice and we just made a nonsensical website and the entire time we embedded an MP3 player and all it did was play midis from Shrek.
That's funny. No, I know the MIDI you're talking about. Like those are specific ones, and like those are funny.
Oh yeah, it's like obviously All Stars in
Yeah, no, the iconic All Star MIDI.
there. Like
It's terrible.
it is terrible. All of them is. I mean, like I saw Varg Skeltor do that one thing there, and he has like the John Cena theme.
Yeah. Where you just see the MP3 to MIDI where it just turns everything into piano and it plays the sound. I think that's so cool though. Like you hear it actually like play it and you hear the tone in it and it's crazy, but it's terrible.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a new animated series. All the music's going to be midis.
That would be cool actually. I think you should do that. I know a guy. I mean I can do it too,
I know. I was about to say I'll get you to do it. I got a friend. I got
but
a friend who's a Vocaloid artist. We could just do both.
I can get my trio together where the map that I was showing you before the show. Ooh,
Yeah.
that thing. It has three
Ooh.
midis in it, and it we all made those three together.
Yeah. Anyway,
They're very good. They're very pretty.
indeed. Anyway, speaking of computer games, let's get into our segments for the night. The first segment we got tonight is for the trailer park. Welcome to the trailer park, everybody. Here we got two trailers coming out here. One of which I was actually kind of surprised at. Why I don't know why I was interested in it, but I was hooked instantly with the idea. So I was browsing through the internet, and I found a that they're making another entry in a franchise that's very much underrated in my opinion, and that was the upcoming reboot of Carmen Sandiego. Do I even need to ask you if you've played this game, Jan?
Believe it or not, I actually haven't.
You haven't played it?
I have never played Carmen Sandiego.
Have you? But you know just the game, right?
I know the game. I just haven't personally played it.
So the thing about this game is, right? Carmen Sandiego is a very underappreciated like character in my opinion. I mean, yeah, she's a villain, and her games are more like educational, but it's still good. I mean, you had a good game show, you had a good computer game series, and hell, they had a good Netflix show apparently. And let's face it, that rockapella song is forever ingrained in your brain.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't expect you to sing it or anything, but you know,
No, you're
I'm
not
glad
getting
they
that
still
out of me.
perform. I heard they still perform that live, which is really cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
So like, apparently there's a new game coming out just called Carmen Sandiego, and so yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be educational or not, but this game is actually pretty cool because you actually get to play as the character. It's like an overworld.
Okay.
It's like an overworld action game where you have to sneak around and catch villains from Vile, and you have to use your gadgets. You fly around this. You travel different areas. You just go around. You capture stuff. I like how the moment the trailer opens up, it shows like the old interface and everything, which is really cool. But yeah, this is the first game you get to play as the thief herself. And honestly,
I
I think
actually haven't seen the trailer yet. I'm excited to see it.
it's really good. Take a look it up. The game looks really
Take a
solid.
look.
I just don't know whether it's going to have any educational elements, which is something needed because Carmen Sandiego is an education game under the cover.
Let's see.
And
Let's
she
take a
likes
look at this
tacos
here.
still. I wonder if she still likes tacos. But I don't think that's the same Carmen Sandiego. I think that's a different one. Like I don't know whether she how many iterations, whether or not it's like a reincarnation as another person, just like so it's kind of like a Joker's deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's always a different Carmen Sandiego. Like there's like a different James Bond or something like that, or like there's a different like Snake or something like that. I'm expecting like
This game looks very nice. It looks cool.
really does. I look forward to that. I mean, like her red trench coat and that hat are iconic, no doubt.
Ooh.
It makes me want to play the DOS version very much again, even if it is flawed. I mean, that's the thing what I like about old educational video games. You have to remember the knowledge may be false, but you still got to remember what the knowledge is of that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Close my door. Oh, sorry. Left my door open. Please excuse me. That stuff there and give me the Wheels computer.
Oh,
Yeah, but
this is interesting. I'm looking at interesting. I'm just seeing who made it, like the studios behind it. Netflix, Game Loft, Harper Collins Productions.
are you
That's a
familiar
little
with those
funny.
groups?
Yeah, I mean, I got a Game Loft game open on my phone right now.
Good game, good stuff.
I mean, if you like horses, which I know you do.
Oh, you're still playing that overworld like God Simulator?
Yes.
Oh my God, I stopped playing that because I got bored of it.
I don't know. I like seeing the horsies move around. They make me happy.
Oh yeah, of course. Just watch the horses, Hagen. Jan. Just watch the
That I
horses.
will do. That I will do.
Just shell out more games to Hasbro. Anyway, yeah, I don't know when it's coming out, but it's coming out for a lot of platforms. I might go for it. I might totally go for it.
I don't looking at it. I don't think it. I think you're gonna not get that educational stuff in it, but it looks like it's a fun spin on it.
True, it really is. I can imagine they'd find some way because she travels all over the world.
Yeah.
But hey, anybody who can friggin' what has Carmen Sandiego stolen? Let me look that up. What has Carmen San Diego stolen?
Watch it be like, she stole that hat, which allows her to hide anywhere in the world.
Her
The
Carmen's
magical
thievery
hat.
skills are highly complex as she has managed to steal the Mona Lisa's smile, and she has the technology to steal musical talent, even the entire beach of Kaimu Beach in Hawaii.
That's insane.
That
That's
is
crazy.
insane. Carmen Sandiego's a badass. What do you expect?
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Steal more of that shit.
Still more of that shit, man. She could steal the
Uh,
fucking.
She's like, I stole outer space.
She stole space. Yeah.
I just took the whole.
she.
She's like, I just took the whole thing.
I just stole the world's supply of oxygen.
It's like that one. Actually, no, that's completely different. Never mind.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I've ejected this joke from my brain. It's gone.
I mean, she's stolen so much, she still hasn't been caught. I mean, hell, the games are still called there. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? They can't fucking find her. I mean, she knows she's good. You're good when you have a groovy ass acapella song.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm looking at people trying to cosplay her, and all they do is look like Alucard from like a female Alucard from freaking Helsing.
Yeah.
Or is that a guy? She's just cosplaying next to a person with Helsing. Okay, forget it. But yeah, it's still good stuff. Next up, our trailer. Next trailer we got here is for Venom: The Last Dance. Which again, I am actually really kind of concerned to myself as to why these images are not being posted on my monitor. Please excuse me. I will sue OBS later. Anyway, Venom: The Last Dance. The third entry in the Venom saga coming out. I don't know if you've seen the first Venom movie, Jan, or if you've seen the second.
I haven't.
Have you seen the
And I've
second one?
seen neither.
Yeah, honestly, I have not. Like the Venom series, I heard it's not bad. Total the Carnage one is pretty good. And of course, yeah, we have. I mean, he's now playing a huge thing since he's in the MCU after No Way Home. I don't know if you ever saw No Way Home either.
I did.
Yeah, so you saw the post credit scene with Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
Yeah, still no word on that. I want to see where it goes. I mean, then again, Venom's a little slug now, so now it's pretty much gonna be. It's probably gonna take him a while to get to Spidey. So yeah. So here's what's going on here. Eddie and Venom, again reprised by Tom Hardy, return to their dimension, sorta, as they are hunted by invading symbiotes and humans, causing them to go on the run. I guess they must decide to separate or not. The villains we got going on are Toxin, and who's going to be played by Patrick Mulligan, being played by Stephen Graham, who also plays Patrick Mulligan. And of course, we got the creator of the symbiotes, who's going to be making an appearance, Null or Knull. I don't remember the exact pronunciation. Please excuse me. He's set to make some appearance, but honestly, that's kind of surprising for me. Honestly, like, really, you're going into Knull? I mean, Jablonski had problems with it. Honest to God, he'd probably have a better thing there. But yeah, I honestly found it really underwhelming that they're making another one here. It like comes out of nowhere. I mean, like I thought Venom was just done. I mean, yeah, we got the Carnage movie coming out. Not Carnage. Craven the Hunter coming out. That's to set up the Sinister Six. I know Venom's not really a member, but he kind of was. It's complicated. But hey, we know one other returning character that's coming. The bartender at the end of No Way Home is reprising his role.
That's funny.
That's really great because the film would have been complete without him. He was the guy who gave him all the exposition. But yeah, like honestly, like I said, I saw the trailer. It looks fine, but I need to see more. Plus, I'm not really hooked too much. Like I feel like something is wrong. Maybe it's too soon, maybe it's not. I need to see more to get into this one.
Yeah.
I mean, how big are you on Spider-Man?
I was pretty big on Spider-Man when I was a child, not so much anymore. I've kind of drifted way away from any hero stuff. It's just not really my thing anymore.
Well, you're gonna be in trouble on this show, my friend.
I'm sure I will. No,
Yes,
my interests lie elsewhere.
horses.
I mean, yeah, but like on a broader scale.
Interesting. But like, yeah, the it's coming out later this year. It's fine, I guess, if you want to see what's going on. See what old Eddie's up to. I'm not going to move on to the next topic until I get to actually no, I want to talk about the PS5 situation with you.
Okay,
So you've heard about the PS5 Pro, right?
unfortunately.
So let's see what we got here. As we know, the PS5 is clearly the top of the modern top on the modern console wars. Wars, its opponent, with its opponent being the Nintendo Switch, and
I don't know
nothing
if I would say
else
it's on the top. I don't know if I'd say it's on the top.
really is.
I
I mean,
think it has one game.
its only opponent is the Nintendo Switch, so yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, there's also the Xbox thing, but who cares? But my
I think
point,
it has more games than the PS5.
what the Xbox?
Yes,
I opt to
the
I,
PS5. I'm at least grateful that Sony decided to make a video game recently, like a proper video game. They put one out.
oh really? What was it?
And it was Astrobot.
Oh yeah, Astrobot looks really good.
Astrobot. I've seen like all the references in it, and I have some friends who've been playing it because I don't have a PS5. I have no plans to get one.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
but like everything I've heard about that game is fantastic. Like I wish though that they would stop just giving us references to their other IPs and actually make some of those. Like
yeah. Like
you
I
can't you can't give me a game where they shut down Japan Studio for Concord, and then they shut down Concord. They put out Astrobot, and that game does almost nothing but reference IPs from Japan Studio.
well,
So like, what gives?
let's just be fair. Let's just be fair here. At least it's referencing IPs better than PlayStation All Stars did.
No, because PlayStation All Stars did a great job with it. Like
It
the
was a
crossovers they did were incredible.
Well, yeah. The only things I like is how the worlds in the background kind of
I'll
flooding.
defend that game to the end. I love PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
Yeah,
That game. I love that game.
yeah. Nothing makes me laugh than seeing Kratos appear in Loco Roco or him pulling out his two swords and going like "Prepare to die" with the Loco
Yeah,
Roco background.
and then the local Roco stage crosses over with Metal Gear Rising.
When there's like a friggin' metal manta comes in or something. Or I'm sorry,
Yeah, it was
Rex.
Metal Gear Ray.
It
Metal
was
Gear
Ray.
Ray
Yeah,
appears
I
in the
thought it was
background. Yeah,
Manta.
it just fucks shit up. Or like the Killzone crossover with fucking Parappa, and then Chop Chop Master Onion comes out and kicks the robot in the face. I'm like, this is incredible. You
Yeah,
have Baron Praxis invading Twisted Metal and them fighting him off.
yeah, yeah. The only thing I really couldn't get behind is their version of Master Hand. I'm like, dude, you are trying too hard for that one. Come on.
What, Polygon Man?
Yeah, I know he's a
I love him. He's also an Astrobot.
well, I'm sure he got a good I know where he's from. He's from the old PS1 magazine as like their old
Yeah,
mascot.
he was supposed to be the mascot. He was one of the
Yeah,
mascots.
then I saw him like
Uh,
I know who he was. I'm like, Sony, you're trying too hard here. Come the fuck on.
no, but I like him. I think he's
He
funny. I
looks
just wish
ugly.
he didn't. I just wish he. Yeah, he's supposed to look ugly. The PlayStation can produce mind-boggling effects.
I know. I know. I've seen all the cutscenes in the old Resident Evil games.
Yeah, no, I love Polygon Man. When I saw him in Astrobot, I'm like, welcome back, come here.
Yeah, you just give him like pet his head, but it's just like all prickly and shit.
Yeah, he
It's like a
slices my hand
it's like
open.
a it's like Billy and Mandy sketch.
Yeah,
But yeah, the PS5 Pro was announced, and it was only a matter of time. What we were expecting was a slimmer PS5, but let's see what we got here. It has a more powerful GPU with improved ray tracing and more other technical specs I have no idea about. The device will not have a disk drive. Doesn't the PS5 have a disk drive?
there's the one that has a disk drive. There's also the digital only model.
Yeah, it'll be digital only. It's coming out this November. Good stuff. Good stuff. How much does an original PS5 model cost right now?
Something like 600, 700, something like that.
An
Maybe
original
less. I don't
PS5 is
know.
like $700.
It's something like I don't know. I think it was something like that at launch, but I know that this one is close to like it's like 700 to like 800, especially if you're getting the disk drive peripheral
Yeah, I know.
and the stand.
Remember when the PS2 was flat? Can't we just have that again?
I mean, I like the way the PS5 looks. I like things that aren't just like generic box,
I know, it looks like
right?
a sideways Nintendo Switch without the Joy-Cons.
Like I really like the design of the PS5. I like how it's this like crazy shape. I wish more things did that. I think it's more appealing to look at. It's harder to place. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely a lot more difficult to place in a room, but like it looks cool. And that was one of the problems I had with like the Xbox One S or X or whatever. And it's just like you took the PS2's design and flipped it around
Yeah.
and made it flatter, and it
Just
looks boring.
yeah, it looks boring. Boring. The PS2 at least made it compatible. I could fit it underneath my dresser.
Yeah, I still love like the design of like the launch PS3, which mine is still the champion, the reigning champion of best launch PS3 on earth. It has never failed me.
Yep. Hell, PS4 was good, even though it looks like a giant eraser.
Yeah, it's PS4 is pretty good. I like
Cruiser, we're
that one.
talking about the PS5 Pro.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's basically our consents
Yeah.
too. I have to pay in the console wars between PlayStation and Nintendo. I don't know what they were thinking. Like, come on, guys, you can't just give us like a $700 to $800 console and just call this a thing. You're the Pro. You're supposed to be more compact. You're supposed to be less powerful. Just make a PS half the PS5. That's all we want.
Half the PS5 for about half the price,
Yeah,
and with the same like level of stuff.
And that wouldn't be a pro then. It'd be a downgrade.
yeah, right. Like, look at
Like I just, if they gave us like a half price, not even half price. I mean, half price is way too much. If they had a lower priced PS5, still had a disc drive, and still could do all the same stuff, I might be more interested.
you know.
But
I
you
remember.
know, a digital only system with a removable disc drive, you know, that you have to buy separately, that's costs as much as not only their games but also a controller. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what was your plan?
They didn't have one.
They had a
I remember there was a
PS5.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
I'm saying
I
like
remember there was a famous E3 press conference where the Sega Saturn just announced when it was going on sale how much it was, and then Sony came up. And before they said anything, they walked up to the mic and the guy just said 299.
99 and then walked off stage.
Yeah, he just walks off and then next thing you know, gone.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I respect Sony very much. I don't have a PS5, but I still have respect for Sony. I like both Sony and Nintendo. The only two, the only two companies that are in the game wars.
Because nobody likes Microsoft.
Honestly, Microsoft could be doing so much better if they took advantage of the platform they already have.
Yeah, like Cruz, I was just telling Jan here, like, dude, I forgot Xbox even existed. Honestly.
Xbox, and I've been saying this for you. I might have even been saying this like before, like I started talking to you again, right? Also,
Yeah.
you're a little bit messy up on stream there.
What?
Uh, yeah,
Oh,
you
oh,
gotta,
sorry about that,
yeah.
guys. Thank you for telling me that. I don't know why my camera keeps doing this. Please excuse me. I'll fix that.
But like Xbox it should just be a brand. It has nothing. There doesn't need to be hardware unless it's actively doing something useful. Like my the thing I've always been saying about Xbox, right?
Mm.
And Microsoft has the ability to do this. They're fucking Microsoft. They've got all this goddamn money and they're doing nothing with it, and
Um,
nothing
um,
useful at least.
Side
They
note, big.
should
I'm sorry. Side
go
note.
on.
Shout out to Sabrina. I hope you're. Congratulations on the new baby girl.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah, my friend Sabrina just gave birth.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Um.
Anyway, continue your rant.
Uh. Microsoft, if you release any more Xbox hardware, just make it a budget PC. You want to get into everyone's homes? Make a budget PC.
Do you want to know the
Make
sad?
the next Xbox a budget PC that is running Windows.
Hell,
That would be insane, because then not only do you have access to all of your Microsoft stuff, Game Pass would make sense, but like you'd also be able to have access to Steam, which you're putting your games on. You've basically put all of your storefronts on the same thing. If you unify that, people will come, because people are definitely moving more towards PCs when it comes to getting the most games, having the most things to play. Uh, that's why we see things like the Steam Deck out there.
The
That's
what?
essentially just
I'm
a
sorry, the
PC.
what?
The Steam Deck.
The what?
The Steam Deck.
Deck.
Oh yeah, that thing. I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, the Steam Deck. And there's definitely there's clones of that, and they're just make a budget PC, Microsoft. You have Xbox, you have Windows. Fucking everybody knows how to use Windows. You've got a way to you can use the Xbox stuff as an interface for Windows and just turn Xbox into a brand.
Hell, I'm a Mac user and I know how to use Windows, sort of.
So like, yeah, I think that really logically makes sense. I don't know why they never did that. Remember when I was a small child, I went over to my friend's house and he had a 360, and I'm like, they should put Windows on this thing. Imagine being able to play like Windows games on your Xbox.
Do I know
This
something
is me
really?
trying to do like my kid voice, and I can't do that. But
You
like,
gotta do your buttons voice there. That's your fucking.
oh god, I haven't been able to do that thing in years.
I was gonna say that of hell, they put there. Someone made an illegal version of Windows for the NES. I'm pretty sure you could do it on Xbox.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was shitty, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I mean, like, even just a light version of Windows, they could totally do that. There is no reason for Xbox to exist as it does.
There is no reason for Xbox to exist in general at this point.
It should exist as a budget PC.
It's like, Microsoft, either stop leave the console wars, or join one of the other consoles, and for the love of God, join Nintendo while you still can. Wouldn't that be cool if the next Nintendo Switch actually did announce a collaboration between them and Microsoft?
I mean, I think it's inevitable. Maybe not the console itself, but I recall Microsoft saying that they wanted to bring Xbox Live to other systems.
Oh yeah, like
Which I think would be interesting. I
would
definitely think that would be an interesting thing to try out.
definitely. I'd love to play Halo on my Switch.
Oh my god, MCC on Switch would be really funny. I don't
That would
think
be
it would ever
really
be.
cool, actually. Yeah.
I don't think the Switch could handle it, but maybe the Switch 2, whatever that
Yeah,
thing ends up
definitely.
being. I think that thing will be able to do it. Because like the rumors out there for it, of course, rumors, take it with a grain of salt, that the Switch 2 will be like about as powerful as a base PS4, which would be interesting. It'd be interesting to see that. I think the battery life is going to be trash.
Oh
But
well, that's the thing. Like with Nintendo, they're more like fun over graphics. So
yeah, well, definitely if that is the baseline for how the Switch will look, that'll definitely be an interesting thing to see.
I think
And I'll definitely give that a shot, even
Yeah.
though I don't like any of these companies. I don't like any gaming company. I think all the big corporations suck,
Whoa!
but
Oh!
I do. Oh, there's my hot take. I don't like the gaming industry. I make video games and I hate the gaming industry.
I'm supporting Moms Against Gamers.
Yeah, you don't realize how many people in certain industries hate the industry they're in.
Oh yeah, no, I hate industry unless it's
There's
like
a-
people on my
there's a
level.
song by Slipknot. It escapes my mind, and it's a pretty violent song. The chorus line is, "Maybe I should let her go, only if she loves me," and then by the end of the song, he actually starts screaming, "We were meant to be together. Now die and fucking love me." Now everyone believes he's talking about some sort of an ex-lover. Pretty gruesome. However, it's his thoughts about the music industry.
Well, because the music industry is terrible.
Oh, it's awful.
It's awful.
I mean, you're better off trying to go independent, if anything. Yeah, you probably won't get as big, but you'll probably keep more money.
Yeah, you'll probably be sustainable at least.
No, you keep the hell independent stuff there. Like when people ask me, Evan, why didn't you get into the film industry? Well, one, because I couldn't have enough money to leave Florida, but two, based on what I'm seeing everything here, I'm glad I didn't get into the film industry. Hell, some of the people who went to
Oh
my
yeah, they would.
hell,
They would
S-
eat you
Hell,
alive.
some of the people that went to my college that were in the film industry didn't even stay that long. They just went there. One guy's now the owner of a cell phone company. One guy's just chilling at home. He just has a regular day-to-day job. He's like, yeah, I had my fame and now I just left. And I'm like, thank God you did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you'd be surprised. Like even like, the biggest A-list actors even have regular day jobs.
Oh yeah, of course, and that's not bad. I mean, it's cool to have like a way to kind of like balance yourself in like a normal society and big stardom. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? It makes you more human.
And yeah, I feel like a lot of companies really lost the plot, I guess you could say, when it came to a lot of the stuff. Not, I how should I say this? Because of the internet and technology, there's now a ton more competition out there now, and there's really no way to filter all of it. And the higher ups, want to keep making that buck. Not like they, didn't earn it, but the fact of the matter is, if you're not going to give me the product I want, this band will.
Hmm.
And you're going to keep charging you're still going to take more money away from the actual band who made it.
Yep. Honestly, with me, How did Skylark put it in that one episode of Fairly Odd Parents? I'm not all that rich. The record company pays for everything. I'm broke.
yeah.
I mean, that is the one that is
It's
basically the one benefit. The company does basically pay for your everything. You're just kind of flat.
yeah. It's things like that. Why like
I mean, heck, when NSYNC finally made money off of, I think is Lou Pearlman, they made like $10,000 in 1 year. That's about how much a waiter makes.
Hmm. Hell, it's less than what I make at Disney World.
yeah. It's what things like that when it comes to like the music industry. I just say fuck them and I use Bandcamp instead.
Like one of my things is that like people are saying are like on their jobs. I'm like, I get paid a good amount of money at the parks here. I'm feeling fine. I like where I am. I like working the Tron ride and being an ISO. By the way, I like how I'm able to that I've been having a little thing about the Tron ride, right? I'm like one of the very few cast members that's actually having fun there. Since I'm a big Tron fan, like I'm always acting like an ISO, like a program. Like whenever I get an angry guest, I'm always in character. I'm like, I can't let you in
Yeah,
early,
you're one of the
sir.
few people who likes Disney still.
What?
You're one of the few people who still likes
Well,
Disney.
that's the thing. Like when I get people that get it, that are angry there, I always am in character. For some reason, I just make them laugh. It's just so funny. Like the thing that's really cool is just that's just another story for another day. But the thing that's just weird is just where it is now. What were we even talking about to begin with?
Video games.
And how these
Yeah.
big companies.
The point is the PS5 Pro look is not looking too good for me.
Yeah.
I don't
What's
even
so
have a PS5. I'm trying to get it.
That makes
I
three
just,
of us.
yeah. I mean, like I like the PlayStation, but the 4 is all I really need. I mean, is anybody even remotely excited about a PS6? Is
No.
anybody remotely excited about heck even the second Switch?
actually? Well, yeah, people are excited about this.
I'm a little more excited for the Switch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
more
yeah, like
Switch.
much.
Actually,
The
Cruiser,
whole
believe it or not, articles have been coming out for what people have been wondering what the next PlayStation is going to be, but that's a story for another day. It's
that
just,
doesn't mean that's getting tons of traffic, dude.
well,
I
yeah,
just I have to wonder though, like what's even the point of making a PS6? You barely made games for the five.
how old's the
And
PS5
not to
now?
mention, what more can you do?
It came out at the end of 2020.
Wow, it's been that for long.
Yeah, it's been almost 3 years or
Wow,
something.
I'm actually, man, time has been flying by since the pandemic. I'm getting old,
Like that thing's almost 3 years. Like we're almost halfway through its life,
right? But
and it
yeah,
has one game. They made one game, and it's Astrobot, and it's good. It's, not looking great for that thing. If they don't
surprised
if
after
they
so
don't
long they're still not haven't stopped making games for the PS4.
well, yeah, because they know that everyone has that. Everyone's gonna play it on there.
Which, to Microsoft's credit, I'm glad they're still doing.
To Microsoft's credit.
Sony, please excuse me.
Oh,
That was an
okay, yeah.
insult. I apologize. Point is, yeah. Speaking of industries that are evil and corrupted, there, I want to talk about the about this thing there. Cruiser is a Harry Potter fan. I'm a Harry Potter fan. I think, Jan, are you a Harry Potter fan?
When I was like a child, I read the books. That's about it. Other than that, it's whatever to me.
When you were a child, Jan,
Yes. When I was a child,
you aren't a child, right? You're much of a child
I'm a
right now,
child at heart.
Yeah, you are. Anyway, so Cruiser, you're still a Harry Potter fan, right?
I was just playing the theme. Yes.
Oh, I didn't hear the microphone's having a hard time picking up your guitar, but that's cool. I didn't know you knew how to play it.
I think your noise canceling is cutting it out.
Yeah, your noise canceling's cutting out, dude.
I don't have noise canceling.
Discord does, unless you turn it on. I don't know. We can't hear it.
Either
Is
way,
the
just get
point.
to your point.
Yeah.
So it was there's a series coming out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's coming out on HBO Max, and honestly, I feel like that's just about right. I mean, I think I speak for us when I say the movies are amazing, not perfect, but amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there was also Fantastic Beasts that nobody cares about, but other than that, yeah, the the movies are amazing. Amazing. It's a good. I like what they're doing there. So yeah, I think a reboot in a TV series seems about right.
Been long enough.
Yeah,
Hollywood
definitely.
needs something.
My favorite part is when it finally comes out. People are going like, "Oh, they got Harry Potter right. They got Harry Potter right." I'm like, I don't. Okay. I mean, the movies didn't get everything in the books, but I think they got everything we needed.
My family prefers the books over the movies
Oh yeah.
because they've indulged so much in the books that the movies disappointed them.
Oh yeah. Like I'm not.
It's like
Oh yeah, the books are better than the movies, but I think the movies gave enough stuff that we needed to get. Because just face it, if they adapted the book fully, we'd get like a fucking 4 hour long movie, or whatever. But to be fair, the first and the second books are actually close adaptations to the originals, too. The original two. So yeah, so last year a 7-season show was announced that are promising an authentic adaptation of each novel, which is good. Since you're doing a series, it's going to be it's easily going to gonna get more details in there. And casting began. So here's what we got going on here. They're looking for children between the ages of 9 and 11. And the audition will hold on, let me see what here. They will audition to play the boy wizard and his two magical friends as they go on a coming of age adventures to fight evil at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. I'm reading what the thing is. They're expecting residents of the UK and Ireland, but they're open to anybody out there. Kind of a little skeptical on that because I kind of wanted to see what an American wizard school looked like.
South Central LA.
Sadly, yes.
I don't know what made me say that.
Look, I'm just gonna be.
I'm just thinking about it. It sounds gross.
Look, there's American stereotypes about how much we love our guns. I would love to see the Harry Potter American stereotype of American wizards with wands. Come on, Cruiser, you can't deny that would just be fucking hilarious.
No, but didn't I actually send you the video of that Southern comedian Matt Mitchell if Harry Potter was Southern?
I think you did, yeah. Hell,
That
why not? I mean,
I love it. He's dressed up like Harry Potter, and he's like, "Yeah, Harry, that's me. Oh yeah, I do have a Latin boat, but I made it more like a three-star like Dale."
Yep. But yeah, they're opening to anybody from all over the place. You know, from like people from the U.S. or like other place there. There, any gender, any ethnics.
You'll be fine.
Any gender, any ethics. I'm like, okay, so basically like the same thing as the original movies. That's fine, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, I like what they're doing for the auditions actually. So let me see. What they have to do is they must submit a short poem utilizing their own voice, just reciting a poem in their own voice. Weird way to get it, but whatever. But my question is, they're using their voices. Is it going to be like an animated series?
I doubt it.
I mean, either way would be good. I would like to see what they got there. My question is,
They may any can apply, but I think it's really they just want someone who can actually have a good British accent.
true. I mean, like,
It's right here, right now, here, ladies and gentlemen. Americans are suckers for accents.
oh yeah. Well, this is not being produced in American, but I know what you mean, like acting wise, like viewers.
Mhm.
Yep.
Because let me tell you, like, because the Wales accent, not what you think.
The thing is that like what I like is that like the first movie I remember when for our 100th episode I made a game saying good we're making it worse, and I decided to choose a movie that isn't really that good to today's standards, and that's the first Harry Potter movie. My dad's actually said this is how they need to open the series. Open up with James and Lillian dead in the house. It's all destroyed, and we see Harry being picked up by what's his face. Who say it was Snape, right? Only we don't see
Yeah.
it.
I honestly don't know.
Just open up with that instead of like friggin' everything. The thing that makes it awkward in the first movie is how they introduce themselves. My dad points this out. Like even the first line, "I wasn't expecting to see you here, Professor McGonagall," and then she changes into a thing. She says, "Professor Dumbledore, I'm getting Hagrid to bring us. You trust Hagrid? I trust Hagrid with my life." I'm like, who the fuck is Hagrid? I think my
Give it a few seconds and you'll find out. Christ, you sound like my
yeah.
father. You
I
know, get in the fucking boat.
I think my favorite one is how they introduce Ron. Harry's just sitting there, Ron's coming in there, and they're, "Hey, can I sit here?" "Yeah, sure." He just sits across. "I'm Ron, by the way, Ron Weasley." I'm like, okay, they got that out of the way. "I'm Harry Potter." I'm like, dude. Oh my goodness, Harry Potter. Gotta love that. I gotta get my robe one day and my wand. Gotta represent that Ravenclaw look. There you go. Yeah, you're a Ravenclaw as well, right?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, man, Ravenclaw.
My folks were like, "Fuck, why are you a Ravenclaw? You don't give a shit about learning." And I said, "If it's something I give a shit about," and they're like, "Okay."
Here's the thing,
It's like
Ravenclaws,
I make
they give a
money.
shit. Yeah, Ravenclaw. The reason why we're Ravenclaws is because we actually do give a shit about something at least.
Unlike Hufflepuff.
I never got the hate of Hufflepuff, honestly.
Honestly, I don't know anything about Hufflepuff. All I
I'm
know is that
like,
my sister are one,
I'm like,
or at least my sister
I'm
is.
like, maybe there's just something in the lore, but I'm like, I don't know what the problem is. It's just people who has different ambitions. Hell, in Hogwarts Legacy, the Hufflepuff has a pretty cool dorm. Hell, they get to in that part. If you choose Hufflepuff as your class in the Hogwarts Legacy game, you get to go to Azkaban. I don't know why you would want to go there, but okay.
Why wouldn't you want to go there? It's basically their version of Alcatraz, only
Yeah,
it's still running.
yep. Except worse. I've heard the story.
First,
I've
running.
like one of my favorite YouTubers, Movie Flame, did a video on what it's like living in Azkaban. I'm like, okay, I'm glad this place does not exist. And let's just face it, if you're in that place and knowing that the guards are the Dementors, you're going to. I would be shitting myself every night, honestly. I also must not. And also, can you imagine the cockroaches in that place?
Yes, I can
Yeah,
actually.
me neither. Me neither. But yeah, it is basically
Uh,
Wizard Alcatraz, only worse.
well, I did see a movie the other day.
Oh, what'd you see?
Am I racist?
Am I racist?
Yes. And it's basically done in the style of Borat.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Matt Walsh, dresses up like a DEI supporter, we'll call it,
Yeah.
because it's the only way these people will actually speak with him if they think he's an ally. And he talks to all these people who, put on these workshops, and by the end of the movie, he shows just how easy spoilers, just in case.
Yeah.
Okay. Is a spoiler warning on?
Hold on.
Hush, hush. Hush, hush, here comes the bogeyman.
Okay, go on.
Okay. He actually, by the end of the movie, he shows just how easy it is to make a lot of money doing this, to the point where he actually starts his own diversity, equity, and inclusion workshop and makes like $3,000 off of people. And the truth of the matter is, and he even interviews people like in the deep south about this kind of stuff, and both whites and black, and neither one of them give a shit. The whole point being, most people really do not think about this. It's really these grifters who figured out a way to monetize people and make them feel bad and force over money. Uh, like they interviewed Robin DiAngelo, who wrote the book White Fragility, and she was charging $30,000 for an interview, but they managed to agree on just 15. There was another girl they interviewed who was the mother of these two girls who, I guess, some Sesame Street actor in an amusement park, didn't approach her, two black girls, because he couldn't see through the costume, and she had claimed racism, and she charged like maybe 1,500 for Matt to interview her, and he even asked her like, how do you know the person in the costume was even white? She said that information was never made clear to me. And again, like most people really just don't think about this stuff. And even ends with this very nice quote from Thomas Sowell, who says, "Racism isn't dead, but it is on life support. People really just do not give a shit about this stuff." And it kind of made me feel better that it's not what people are screaming about. But you'll definitely get some laughs out of it, regardless of what side you're on. Because I think most sane people, regardless of your side, will look at these people and go, "Yeah, these guys are nuts."
Hmm. Anyway, yeah, so the point is, like, yeah, the new Potter series, there's gonna be a new Potter series coming out. We have nothing on the casting. We'll see where that goes.
Who would you want if you could recast that? We'll say the three Potter kids.
I
Who would
can't,
you want them to be?
I'm afraid to say I can't answer that.
Okay, well,
The
I
reason
will say
why is
this.
because they're kids. I want to see new talent. I want to see some new talent.
Okay, then all right, then how about this? So one of the other like adults, like I'll say this. For Hagrid, I like to see my friend Spencer play him, just because he's got that height.
Spencer Wilding? Yeah, I could see him as some Hagrid. I could see some Hagrid in there, man.
Yeah, I mean, because Hagrid was already that pretty tall,
Oh yeah.
and
If you don't know this,
Spencer.
Jan, Cruiser is friends with Spencer Wilding, who was the guy who played Darth Vader in Rogue One.
Nice.
Yeah, the way how that whole thing happened is that my mom injured herself at a con, and he came to her rescue. And every time he sees me, he goes, "Hey, how's your mom?"
Yeah, Spencer is the nicest guy. Like he gave my girlfriend a discount on his autograph, saying, "Yo, you're Justin's mate. I'm going to give you this." I'm like, dude, I want to
he,
freaking take this guy to Galaxy's Edge. He's such an angel.
he it's like, who says Darth Vader was a bad guy? I don't get
Oh,
it.
how did he react to James Earl Jones, by the way?
He didn't give me a message about him actually, but I
No.
would assume he's pretty devastated. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Like I opened up this episode with like a personal eulogy, or like my personal thoughts, similar like Jason what Jablonski did with David Frank. Like I was showing him like you see that box behind me. I'm gonna show this again just for the viewers.
sure.
When I heard the news, I wanted to open up with something interesting. I'm not doing this for laughs, by the way, but I dug up this old photo album from my old Sunday school. When I moved to Philadelphia, they made me this little photo album, and this is from 1997.
St. Luke's CDC.
Yeah, it was a Sunday school deal, right? But yeah, it
I believe.
opens up with a bio, right? Some
Mm-hmm.
re- where it says I am special. My name is Evan Bernardi. My favorite color is brown and black. My favorite food is red ice cream and watermelon. My favorite animal is deer. Um, my favorite TV show is Star Wars Trilogy.
That's not a TV show; it's a movie.
Yep.
That's close enough.
I like to listen to my Star Wars tape, and when I grow up, I want to be Darth Vader. Like literally that's what it says right there. Just for thing there. The bottom one says my phone number is, I don't know, it's an outdated number. I'm still gonna cover it so I don't freaking dox somebody by accident. But yeah, like it was a hit on me, like I said, but like
See, when my teacher asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said a halter top.
I don't know what that is.
It's an article of women's clothing, dude.
Of course you would be.
It's like, I'm sorry, but I have to give you a D. Doubles?
Yeah, he was the Glenn the Glenn Quagmire. What? Like, growing up. So we're gonna take a break
Comedic
here for
Venom.
Hooked on Harmonics. You have Hooked on Harmonics for us today?
Yeah, I think I can pull out something.
Yeah, pull something out of your ass there. Now, let's go. The next up is Hooked on Harmonics. Stand by.
What's going on, nation? This is the Concert Cruiser, and today we're going to look at Florida band Wage War. This is their album Stigma, and I gotta say, I think this is much better than their previous album that had, one of my favorite songs by them, "Circle the Drain." Still, a very solid song. But what surprised me about this is that this is actually a much more meatier sounding song. It's a bit more crunchy. It's a bit more heavy, and yet it really hits you hard. Like the opening song is "The Show's About to Start," which, being the concert guy, is right up my alley. Literally talking about bodies banging into each other, making sure you get a good seat, and the lights going off. It's fantastic. I love it. And then it just does not stop. It goes right into the very next song, "Self Sacrifice," and again, it hits just as hard as the last one. And these guys are from Ocala. I wasn't expecting that. And of course, you know me. I gotta do signed. That's how I wrote. And then the next song, "Magnetic," is kind of like the big radio hit, or the radio sounding song, which does not deter from anything. It still sounds good. It still sounds like it came from the same band and the same album. So this album is definitely worth checking out. Not to mention also it's short, which I actually kind of like. It comes in, does its thing, and it's over. It's like maybe 35 minutes. I think your average album is like maybe like 45. So this is definitely worth checking out. If you like that heavy stuff and want to represent the South, definitely check out Wage War with Stigma. This is the Concert Cruiser signing off.
You know what I just started randomly watching while you did that segment?
What's that?
Andy Warhol's Sleep.
As long as it wasn't the Empire State Building movie.
Empire?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, do you really do you feel smart now?
I
Well,
love
it
it.
made you think about nothing.
Well, that's a thing. I don't know. I get what he's trying to do. It's just okay. It's a little dated, but whatever. I prefer the sequel, Empire Strikes Back.
I did not see that coming.
I like Andy Warhol's ideas, honestly. Like Sleep. Yeah, you've heard of Sleep, right?
Actually, no, I haven't.
Sleep is a 6-hour film of just a person sleeping, which I honestly find. He's done a lot of stuff there. Empire. One of my other favorite ones he does is Andy Warhol eats a hamburger. It's just him eating a
It
burger.
honestly sounds like he's more of a troll comic, like Tom Green.
Well, no, he was an art. He was a multimedia
I
artist.
know he's an artist, but at this point, but with what you're telling me, he just sounds like a troll.
He also there was also the only other film I know he did was a film called Blowjob, where this was actually a pretty interesting.
That is funny though.
So what the image is, it's a shot of it. It's a shot of, I think, his husband. It's just like a close-up shot. Like, if no close-up shot, it's like up to neck here, right? And it's literally just his facial reactions.
Of what head?
You don't see anything, but it's literally just his facial reactions. And I'm like, Well, I guess this is happening, but what? But and it's an interesting aspect, but at least I'm not seeing it. I don't know.
Are
Art
you
is
hearing the slurping noises?
no, it's no. Most of his films are like silent half the time, except for when he eats the hamburger. I have to see most of his stuff. I liked Andy Warhol because he was more of an experimental artist in a way, like me, when it came to film. I mean, when it came to shoot, yeah, Empire is weird and not easy to watch, but I don't think, but I do like like how he was able to pull off that long shot of the building. Because
Yeah,
back
you
then,
just place it on a tripod.
well, that was wait, when was Empire made? When was Empire made? Hold on,
Um, y'all, real quick. I hope this isn't too big of an issue, but I actually have to hop off early.
really?
Yeah, I got something that came up. I have to go take care of it. By the time I get back, the stream would be over anyway, so I might as well hop off early.
Okay,
Is it an
that's fine.
emergency?
It's just something my folks need help with. They need my help
Okay.
moving some shit. So
Yeah,
I will see you next time. Sorry
alright.
for that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Don't expect this to be like a common thing.
It's
Just
fine, I guess. No problem.
yeah. Sorry about that. Have a
It's
good
fine.
one.
Okay, this is you and me now, buddy. Empire was made in 1965. What was the? Hold on, let me just switch your name and then I'll take a look. There we go. Let's see here. Empire was made. What were the cameras like? Oh my God! No, he didn't, Cruiser. No, he did not. Not with the. I had to work with those with the cameras with those kinds of cameras in film school at one point. No, he did not just pop it on a tripod. That would have been impossible.
Either way, I don't care.
Yeah,
He didn't really put. I mean, what skill did he put? Like, I could have done it. And of course, the whole joke is, well, you didn't do it. He did. Doesn't matter. There was no skill.
true. Like I said, it was good. It was interesting for the time seeing how long someone could film, how much film could be produced that time. Considering the cameras back then were like still within that middle ground of like not using the crank and not. I had to
No, not an art.
I had to use one of those in like fucking really. Cruiser, I got a question for you. What's your favorite piece of art?
Define art.
Let's go with physical painting.
Well, Starry Night is definitely a classic, that's for sure. Mona Lisa, maybe a bit overrated. Uh, the sketch of the Campbell's soup can, a lot of detail in that thing for just.
That was Andy Warhol.
Oh, so he actually
Cruiser?
did put effort in something. Good. Why
Oh,
are we talking? What?
sorry, you froze there.
Well, I heard you that Andy Warhol did the Campbell soup can.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
okay,
Andy Warhol did a lot of shit, and he
okay,
like
so why aren't we talking about that instead of this stupid movie of one continuous shot of a building?
that was the thing about Andy. He liked to experiment like different art styles. Did he do music? Let me see. Let me see if he did music. Did Andy not Andy Warhol get shot? What the fuck? Valerie Solon's a troubled writer who had appeared in one of Warhol's films, shot Andy Warhol in the abdomen at his new studio at 33 Square Union. Okay, interesting. Wait, was he killed? Did he? Let me see. How did Andy Warhol die? Dude, that's what he looked like. I completely forgot. Let me see. Biography. Let's see here. Oh, he was He had an Someone tried to assassinate him, man.
According to Google, he died of arrhythmia.
Yeah, I looked it up. Irregular heartbeat. How old was he? He was 58. Yeah, that's pretty young. Let me see if he. But yeah, apparently, yeah. This person named Valerie Solanas tried to kill him. Known for Scum Manifesto. Holy shit, man. It's probably more to that. It was probably just jealousy or something like that. Let me see. Let me see if Andy Warhol did Andy Warhol make music. In August 1966, at RLA Studios on West 65, New York City, the Velvet Underground, the now legendary art rock band, produced by Andy Warhol from 1966 to 67, made their first. Andy Warhol produced the Velvet Underground? Really?
Okay. I mean, like,
Really?
I'm familiar with the Velvet Underground, I haven't heard their music.
Oh yeah, they're the guys with the with that one with one of the most famous CD covers out there with the banana.
Oh yeah, didn't you actually sneak that into one of my videos?
I can't remember if I did or not.
I know Equestria Girls did during I think it was a case for the bass short.
Maybe. Yeah, apparently Andy Warhol was their producer. Well, what do you know? That's actually pretty cool. And he became their manager. So yeah, apparently Andy Warhol was a face in the music industry as a manager and producer. It's pretty cool. What else did Andy Warhol do? This guy was experimenting with all kinds of art. He's like the Beat Takeshi of old time pop artists. It's complicated. I mean, artists. I That's the thing I hate about modern day artists. Like, don't me wrong, modern day like painters. I'm sure there's fans of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they obviously have a good fan base most likely, but they're not. They don't see You don't see that fame anymore that you see from like people from back then. Maybe it's because of the techniques that were used back then, but it's hard. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Lee Tokar be the one to speak to about this kind of stuff because if you remember that rant he did about Jackson Pollock,
Oh
it's
my
the
God,
book that's
Pollock. Jackson Pollock is like one of those guys I can't. You know when there's like celebrities that you hate, but but you're obligated to actually like.
not really.
Everybody has at least one. Like Jackson Pollock, I hate his art, but at the same time, I can't. I like say I hate this, but I can't deny this guy what he's. I know what he's trying to do, and it's actually kind of ingenious.
He tried to do.
What he does is I can't even describe his art. I have to look up the term for this. He was a he was like an abstract artist where he just the best way to describe is like it was like he did like all over paintings. He did like paintings of like splatters. He did like drip techniques. He did like all this.
So, so nothing.
Not
He was
really.
not according to Lee. He was just a splattergun shock artist who was just rebelling against the movement at the time.
Well, true. Well, that's the best thing. That's the thing about that kind of art. You can when people draw them, it's through emotion. They draw them during like fits of emotion most of the time, and it can be translate. The point of this kind of art is to be translated in many ways through negative and positive. There's like no definitive way to describe it. Hell,
So
like I
then,
just said, I had to look up the term for it
so then it's meaning.
Hmm?
If one thing can mean anything, that means it's about nothing.
Not really.
Yeah,
And then again, that's the thing. You can translate it as something about nothing. That's the worst. The thing.
but it is nothing.
It could be nothing. Look at.
And not to mention, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can easily bullshit yourself. I mean, just because you had, this enlightened movement from when seeing a painting, this doesn't mean that's what went into it. That's just basically you being, for lack of a better word, pretentious.
True, true. That's about the worst thing about art. It's about like physically paint about painters. Their art is like too specific, and that's what it's usually hailed for having a certain style and technique. I guess it's because it's some things that like stood out amongst others. Then again, people have different tastes in art.
And they're wrong. I'm sorry, but when I see a Jackson Pollock and go, no,
Because you don't even know what it.
this
You
is
just said a moment
nothing.
ago you don't even know what his art looks like.
No, I didn't. I
Yes,
said he was a splattered shotgun artist. No,
that's what
no,
you
that
said.
was
Lee Tokar said.
I've seen a Jackson Pollock painting, dude.
I mean, I know some of his stuff isn't just splatter art. There are some things where he embeds like collaged images together. Yeah, they're kind of like a Picasso-esque. Like I do like some of his art. I think there was this one that he made. It was called like what was it called? It was called Head, where it looks like a giant like mutated thing. I remember there were like all these eyes all over the place. Let me see if I can look it up.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
here it
remember
is.
watching.
Head. It's like this looks like an art. This looks like an album cover King Crimson would use.
I mean, I remember watching a video from another painter named Robert Florzak, who, no, well, he's a painting instructor. He asked the students to look at this Jackson Pollock painting and tell me what makes it so good. They all gave really elegant and whimsical answers, and then he reveals it was his painting smock.
Hmm.
They couldn't tell the difference.
That's gonna be the hard. That's the hard thing about other artists too. I mean, artists usually
My
compete with
point
each
is
other
that
in art.
is that you can bullshit yourself into believing anything. You need to have that skepticism there, and because if you're not willing to do that, you could be talked into anything.
Hmm.
I mean, like it or not everyone in the world. And look, I know I'm sounding harsh, but the fact of the matter is, and this is coming from someone that the stuff that's happened to me is that there's a lot of people out there who are just frankly not nice. They're bullshit artists essentially. They will lie and swindle to get money from you,
Yeah, that is the other
including.
thing I hate about the art about the like paint artist paintings. None of them like other people's art most of the time. Like with film, you have people that appreciate each other's work, and I'm not saying there aren't like all artists don't hate every like all artists hate other people's art. It's just like from what I've heard when it comes to painter people who do paintings, like a good majority hate each other's like styles. But yeah, when you look at like famous paintings back then, like the famous one of George Washington crossing the Delaware, you know the one.
Yeah, of course.
One you see all the detail and everything there, but art took but as it went on and on and on and on, it was like very it was like it took like a new like it looked more experimental. It took like a new pop approach. You can clearly see how it differs from back then. Not that I'm saying stuff back that same technique doesn't exist today, but you can clearly see how it evolved. It's kind of like listening to the history of electronic music. How it was just like a backup instrument usually used in sci-fis, and now it's like everywhere now. You want to know something really funny? My
Hmm.
sister said my sister. I was on the phone with her the other day, right? And she's saying, "Yeah, I'm showing my." She's pregnant, so she's doing the thing where she puts the headphones on the stomach and lets the baby listen to music. Apparently, the baby really likes country. She's like, "Yeah, I'm showing her everything. Hell, I'm showing her techno. No, like how you listen to Emma, to Evan." I'm like, I don't listen to techno.
Generically, it's called techno, but I know what you're talking about.
I'm like, I listen to
There's
electro.
different
I'm listening to
variations.
electro house. And she's like, it's the same. No, it is not. Techno uses chip tunes, I believe, and
Okay,
electro
but
and house electro sample uses samples and
my point
synthesizers.
is that I feel the same thing with people in with heavy metal and all the various genres of it. They
Mm.
don't care about the finer details.
I mean,
They
like
just know it as metal.
like you look at like heavy metal. Heavy metal is like a sub form of rock music, isn't it? There was actually one she's saying, yeah, I listen to techno, I listen to Daft Punk. I'm like, Emma, you just made yourself sound 20% stupider saying that.
But don't you sound 20% more pretentious saying that?
Well, no, the reason why is because Daft Punk doesn't do techno. They've even gone on record
Right.
of not of saying that out loud. We don't do techno. We use.
Okay, that's not my point. My point is they don't care. Like I told you, they don't care about the finer details. The only thing they know is that it's electronic. That's it. Just like with metal, they don't care about the difference between new metal, progressive metal, stoner metal. They don't give a shit about any of
Mm.
that.
Well, like I
All they
said,
know is that they hear heavy, distorted guitars.
yeah.
That's enough for them to call it metal. This
Like
is why I said generically they call it techno.
okay,
But
generically. Okay, I missed that. Please excuse me if I didn't hear generically. It's kind of like when you look at like how people like make fun of Let's Players and every time they do. My favorite part, like whenever you see like them talking about like the media satirizing Let's Players, what's the one game they always have the player playing?
I don't know.
It's always Call of Duty.
Okay.
It's really like people like that's the thing. Like, do you know Let's Players? They play other shit, right? Like, just come on. Hell, even when Disney made Freeman, they didn't have not when they showed Let's Players. It showed them playing the game and not just shoot 'em up Call of Duty. Come on.
I wouldn't know because I don't watch Let's Players.
Didn't you say? I thought you watched one time, didn't you? You used to have a one Let's Player you used to watch.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Like Let's Plays that they didn't really hold my attention all that much. I gave it a shot. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
Everything from James Rolfe to PewDiePie. You showed me Markiplier and Game Grumps, but ultimately they didn't get my attention because whenever I play a game, my goal is to beat it. These guys just sound like they're jacking around.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let's make it do this. Let's make it do this. I'm like, shouldn't you like be trying to beat the game? But that's not what they do.
Well, it depends on the game, honestly. Like if it's like a big game, like I like one of my things I like watching are Let's Plays of Undertale. That's one of my favorite Let's Play walkthroughs to watch because you actually see them like progressing through the story and everything. But when it's like a simple like generic game, you kind of see they're not really taking it seriously. I guess the best way to say is like story-driven games are usually the best that are played through, but other stuff where it's like generic horror jump scare the game. Is that a game? There's got to be a game out there called Jump Scare the video game. I gotta look that up.
Well, Five Nights at Freddy's was a game that was more fun to watch than it was to play for most people because they just really don't have the patience to sit through something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind the jump scares at all; they were fun. But I really had no desire to try to beat or complete the game.
I think now again it's like one of those games where you have to be behind the wheel to get the suspense, but yeah. I like horror games that are more creative. Like there was this one game, hold on a second. There was a game that was there called what was the name of the thing? It was called I'm Scared. It's all one word, all capital letters. I'm scared.
Okay.
I won't. Would you, first of all, if I were to, basically it's a game where it infects your computer. And like the creature in the game is communicating through your computer. You have to like work with the game to beat it. And when you finally beat it, you can't play it anymore. I think that's creative. I like that idea. Essentially, you're working with essentially it's like you're communicating and working with a computer virus to beat the game. Hell, there's some points where the game will kill you and then it'll immediately start the game back up and just where the jump scare left off and it'll fuck around with you. If you haven't seen it, it's actually a pretty good game. Check it out. It's pretty good.
Kind of like Eternal Darkness.
Yes, but unlike Eternal Darkness, this one actually affects your computer. Like it'll open files. It'll like when you get jump scared by the first game, it'll like I think it like crashes and then it opens up a text file, an image file of the monster. You should check it out. I heard it's pretty good. It's called I'm Scared. All capital letters, all one word. No apostrophe. I like horror games that are creative. I think Space Hamster said it best with those things. Jump scares are not aesthetically scary. The best thing that makes a game scary is atmosphere, in my opinion. You want to feel like you're in danger, not like have something come out of nowhere and go like, ah.
Someone tried. I saw some TikTok of someone.
TicNoc. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
TicNoc. That's the title of the episode. TicNoc.
There you go.
Thank you. I'm gonna write that one down.
Vouching for this horror game where it picks up how scared you are by you're breathing into your microphone, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's so cool!" I put in the comments, "Just mute your mic."
Oh my god, I heard games that do that. I like games that do that. There was a game that recently that did that where it like picks up the sounds on your mic to inform the monster. But apparently there's a quirk for some games. If you mute your mic, you can't play the game.
There we go. They actually thought through.
That would be the thing, and those who and that's actually an argument there. Even if you do mute your mic, that would kind of make the game boring. Think about it. If that's the selling gimmick, then if you turn your mic off, that would kind of make things boring.
No, but my point is that if they actually did think about it to the point where the game won't play if your mic is muted, that's brilliant because it's like Penn and Teller with Desert Bus. They thought of everything, just like these people you mentioned.
Yeah. You gotta give like that gimmick there. It's either like play the
If you
game
don't
right or
think
you
it
could
through-
just be bored.
Because if you don't think it through, then why should I bother? It's like, yeah, whatever.
Oh my god, I want Brony to play that game so badly.
I'm scared.
No, not I'm scared. Desert Bus.
Oh,
I want to see if he can make him do one. You know what? You know what? You're the guy who can persuade shit. You should try and get him to play it, just to fuck with him. Like pull up something Brawny owes you. You think of what point he owes you a favor. You did something for him. He owes you a favor. You got to do that for him. Just say, I want you to do a live. Make it a charity stream. Whatever. You have to get 1 point in Desert Bus. Just put all that cruiser in there and get him to do it. Don't even say I told you to do it.
I hope my Desert Bus level for Mario Maker would take off.
Oh man, that was a hard one. Apparently. I like that level because it's so precise. I haven't been on
You hated it because I remember you wanted me to get involved with Mario Maker so bad, but I just had no intention because I just don't like. It seems like a new way to troll people. Yeah, you can't. The only way you can post your level is if you can actually beat it. But I don't believe a Mario level was meant to be that hard. So you had me design a level. So I took the Penn and Teller approach of trying to make a game that was so dull nobody would play it.
Funny enough, apparently someone made a Desert Bus version of Mario 64.
I believe it.
Where you're just Mario running forward.
Someone actually did the same thing for Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
What was it?
Walk right.
What? Let me see there.
Yeah, it was just like just shake and meat water, and you just walk to the right. That's
That was a
and
real
after
game.
like it was like I think it was a flash game for their website because the whole point was to promote their movie at the time.
Oh, is
So
that with
once
them
you
in the
reach
car and everything?
yeah, so once you reach the end, it would play a clip from the movie.
Oh my god, was it a good clip?
I don't remember.
You know what I just realized recently? I don't think
What's
the
that?
second Aqua Teen movie did good, or wasn't that good.
I don't think the first one was that good either.
Well,
But
the first one at least had some value in it, but I think the second one just didn't hit that same thing the first thing did. Yeah, the texting thing was cool, but I don't remember shit about it. I think I only remember one joke. One joke, and it's when they're in this building and Shake's like, "You got a plan for Frylock?" And he's like, "No," and then it cuts to the original credits.
uh,
But I remember us watching that and we
and
texted that number and the Moonanites were just fucking with us on the cell phone.
and now Aqua Teen is done again because Cartoon Network is essentially out of business.
Yeah, are they out of... Oh yeah, I heard about that. The building that's like gone.
Yeah, and like now it's just become like this catalog of licenses to various shows. It's like, well, guys, this is what happens when you make shitty cartoons, okay?
Yeah. Let me see. When did Cartoon Network shut? Oh.
But
No, they're not. Let me see this. This was because of that building incident, right?
it's not even that, but like the Cartoon Network website takes you like straight to like HBO Max.
Is it really? Let me see.
It did at least at the time of the report.
Yeah, it looks like the website shut down. They just moved buildings. That was it. It was apparently people in the comments are like saying, "Dude, this is just a moment of the internet taking things too seriously." But yeah, I understand that. The Cartoon Network website, there really wasn't much to do on it.
It's not that, but the but the point that I said was that Cartoon Network has basically become a catalog of licenses, just like Atari. Atari is not really a gaming company anymore. They just have this catalog of
Cartoon Network.
licenses.
Oh, it's called Cartoon Network HQ right now. No, it pretty much looks the same as it did when I saw it last in 2000 whatever. Is that Mr. Magoo? They made a
The
Mr.
hell?
Magoo show? Huh.
When was the last time he was relevant?
I don't know. I mean, Mr. Magoo's okay. I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, they still have games on here. They still got games, they got apps, they got videos. The Toon Cup, what the fuck is that? God, my Cartoon Network, what happened to you? I'm scrolling and scrolling. All I see in here that's recognizable is Jake from Adventure Time and the Malachi from regular show and Scooby Doo. I don't know who this pencil is or what the fuck. Well, there's Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls, and no, there's the dude from We Bear Bears. Oh my
So it
god.
looks. So it seems like Cartoon Network has been reduced to a YouTube channel.
Well, they still have a website. I don't think it's that popular anymore, but eh. Is Nick.com still a thing? Yes, it is, and the first thing I'm greeted with is SpongeBob. Websites are just not that fun anymore.
Oh yeah, I'm calling it. It's dead. And by dead, for the record, I mean devalued.
There
This
you
is
go.
obviously not the same Cartoon Network. Yeah, just to go to set the our terms here.
That's
By
his. Yeah, I
dead,
was about to
I
say
mean
like.
devalued. Okay, I mean, what does it really have going for it?
Cartoons. That's all you can really do as a TV program now until it fails to streaming. It's like you're just gonna show TV shows. That's it.
Breaking news.
What do you got?
According to Jablonski, so the creator of an MLP fan comic, Scootaloo Loves Sans, got outed as a groomer.
Okay, dude, I don't want to talk about that on the stream.
Well, it's breaking news still.
I understand that. I'm not.
That was the scene we came from.
Yeah. I don't. I can. That's interesting news there. I don't really know that comic anyway, but yeah. But my point is that like that's all you can do as thing until you get like fucking out of the game. I mean, like how many years do you think television still has? You want to let me rephrase that. I'm going to take that question back, okay? I feel like television just when I say die, I mean like in a different term. I think television just kind of set itself in stone. Like it can't go away.
Well, television, well, how should I say? No, YouTube replaced television,
Sadly, yes.
and I mean, come on, how is getting ads before and during a YouTube video any different from a commercial break?
You can troll them and you can skip them.
If you're willing
Just
to pay.
that. But yeah, that's the thing. I think television just it can't die. As in, no, you don't like what I'm not saying that like an opinion wise, like no, television can't die. I mean, no, I mean it physically can't die.
You're going to have to, really define terms here.
It's kind of like, you know, when you do something and you kind of regret doing it, but when you look at it, you're like, there's no way I can take it back at this point. It's there forever.
Kind of like what. And keep on, I'm not saying this to be an insult. Kind of like what Disney did to Mary Poppins. Like the author like hated what Disney did, and he said, "I'm sorry, it's too late now."
It's part of the story, but a semi good example. Yeah, but the story with Mary Poppins is yeah, I don't know if that's a relevant example because there was more to it than that. But
okay, but still, just so we're clear, and the audience out there knows what I'm talking about. I don't mean it as an insult.
Oh yeah, I know it's not an insult. I'm just saying there was kind of more to that story than that. But
I mean, what Disney did with their movie was great.
Well, yeah,
the
that's
original story. Like I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Have you ever seen Saving Mr. Banks?
I have not.
It's kind of similar. Like Disney wanted to adapt Mary Poppins, and like the person who made it, what was the name of the girl who did Mary Poppins? It was
Yeah, but didn't even her kids say that their mother was overreacting?
well, no, the thing was like, hold on, I gotta find out what her name was just so I can tell this story. Who wrote P.L. Travers? Um, I like when you type something and it just comes back to you at the moment. P.L. Travers, she was in like I think she was in like a financial situation. I could be remembering the story wrong, but I got like the basic gist of it. And like her lawyer and Disney has wanted the Mary Poppins stories for a long time, and she's been saying no, this is my story. Story, you're not adapting it. I know what you're gonna do with it. You're gonna Disneyfy it and make and destroy my dream. It's kind of like what J.K. Rowling said to Chris Columbus when he made the first Harry Potter movie. She sat down on the table, and the first thing she says to him is, "So you're the one that's gonna butcher my baby." You know what I mean? So, but then she started struggling financially because she couldn't come up with new stories or something like that, or she wasn't doing well. And her like agent is like, "PL Pamela, you gotta fucking branch out at this point." So she set up a meeting with Disney saying, "Okay, we're gonna do this, but we're gonna do it my way. And you know what? I know something? I'm gonna prove that we're doing it that you did it my way because I'm going to audio record every fucking meeting we have with each other." And she wanted these weird, bizarre changes. Like she didn't want the color red in there at any point. She hated supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah,
And like things were not working, and she kept going and going with the writers, and the writers are like trying to give like maybe we should try this. And she's like, no, you're doing it like this, and she kept breaking out. She started fighting, and she was just going through a lot of stress because she knew something was gonna happen. She knew it was inevitable. It wasn't gonna be her way until she broke down. And I think this might have happened differently. Again, all these events probably were differently. I'm just going with the Saving Mr. Banks story, kind of mainly mixed with the real thing. But yeah, she was like Disney sat her down. And was like, look, when I was a guy, I was in your shoes once. One time, someone offered me $1 million for Mickey Mouse. I could not give him away. That mouse has become family to me. I couldn't give it away, and I kept him, and I turned that all away, especially when and I was also in a financial situation. I'm, I know it's hard to do that, but yeah, it's up to, and you make the decision, but it's up to you. So he was trying to say he can relate. He wasn't telling her what to do. He was just saying like, look, I'm in your shoes. I understand the stress, but what do you want to do? So she ended up like bailing in and giving them the rights. She wasn't invited to the premiere. I don't think Disney invited her to the premiere in real life. He didn't in the movie because I think he cared about like her vision. So she went there on her own. And the moment she saw the movie, she ran to Disney and said, "You better get rid of those animated segments immediately." And he's like, "Pamela, it's over. It's done." Like that's the thing. I think people can translate like the story of Walt Disney being was kind of a dick to Pamela, but like in reality, it's like it was basic business. So yeah, my point is that like TV, it kind of is here to stay in a way, but it's just not going to be recognized too much. I mean, like yeah, you can look up and get breaking news, but hey, there's still going to be a news network on there. It's kind of like the radio in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's still there, but but not a lot of people listen to talk radio, but some do. It's just some people still watch TV. Yeah, maybe the boomers, but still, it's going to be there.
Entertainment or content will always be around. It's just the delivery method that's going to be different.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like the best. If anything that's going to die, it's like look at something like products like DVDs or Blu-rays or whatever. They're falling out of stock because we got streaming service where you can just get any movie we want. With TV, it's like you can still there's still content that you can technically not get on the internet. Like news reports will be there. There'll be events, special events like sports. Yeah, you can watch it online, but let's face it, it's mostly watched the Super Bowl is mostly watched on TV. Maybe there's just something there that I'm not seeing. But my point is TV's made such a mark in society that I don't think that it's going to be gone anytime soon. Maybe overruled by the internet, yes, but I think it's just there to stay. It's kind of like TV has become what the radio is to MP3s right now.
But again, if by dead they mean devalued, then yeah, they're right.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It just can't, like, there's like it's at
It's
a
kind
point.
of again, not to make this sound like an insult, but when I hear people say Star Wars is dead, what they mean is that it's been devalued. It's not doing too well, which that's fine. I can agree with that. Or like when people said that comics were dying or video games are dying. Dying is too strong of a word. Devalued, I think, is a more fair word.
I think comic books were like more. Comic books are probably not going to die anytime soon because like the reason why I think comic books haven't died is because it's oversaturated. There's like comics about everything right now. They like keep coming out with the ideas. You know how like the video game crash happened where they kept coming out with like different Atari games?
Yes.
I think comic books are like that, but hey, it still didn't crash the industry. Hey, I mean, they make comics about celebrities. They make comics about special events. They make hell. There's manga. That's still a thing. It's an art style, but it's still a comic book. There's different superheroes. There's all kinds of stories. Yeah, you can get them digitally, but hey, some people like that. It's kind of like, I mean, books in general are kind of falling apart. I mean, I barely see anybody going to Disney reading books. This is a shame. I really want to read books again. And Cruiser has left the building.
Oh, that's better.
You okay?
I had too much to drink. Gonna take a nice piss.
Interesting.
Hey, like that's that feeling. It's like that feeling you get when you take a huge dump. You feel awesome. Same
Thank you.
thing with a piss.
Thank you for that.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not.
Oh, no, you're not wrong. You just told me to tell you you're wrong, and I did.
Because that means you can't deny it. You're just trying to be a jackass.
No, I was just a nice guy. You politely said, tell me I'm wrong. I said, okay, you're wrong. I didn't mean it.
So I'm not wrong. You just said you didn't mean it.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong. You just asked for me to tell you were wrong, and I just politely said, okay, you're wrong. One of my favorite things, that's one of my things, like, one of my favorite says, like, I'm only going to help you. I'm not going to help you unless you say this. I'm like, okay, blah, 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 blah. He's like, okay, I'm good. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I didn't mean it. I just wanted you to do that thing. Oh my gosh, I gotta get out of Nick.com. I'm watching kids touch jellyfish. Something you really shouldn't do, people.
Something that my sister did when she was like a wee little girl.
That's the thing. You get stung. You get stung by a jellyfish. Unless you're allergic, you're just gonna be like stinging a couple of days and a little itchy. Like my uncle, may he rest in peace. The guy was since he did a lot of boating and he was stung everywhere, face included. Bear in mind, the bay we lived down were like mundane jellyfish where they just stung you and that was it. I mean, it's not like those friggin' lion mane jellyfish that are like the size of your head. Or bigger. You know, I'm talking. You've seen lion mane jellyfish, right?
Of course.
I mean, not in real life, you know what I mean? And yeah, they are deadly, but yeah. I've seen jellyfish that are like the size of like fucking giant beach balls. It's like crazy. All because you're just an amoeba that does nothing. Or are they amoebas? I can't tell. Can't be amoebas. But the thing I like about jellyfish is when we used to boat a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at night when we would see them light up in the water, like little fireflies, it was actually pretty cool. What are you looking at? What, you like what you see?
No, I just have an update about the whole airport situation.
Oh, we got a new airport in the Chronicle thing there. I'm gonna put you on center stage, man. Man, you want to share it?
Sure, why not?
Okay, let's get up to Cruiser's airport saga. Go, man, go, baby.
Okay. They did get all 49 emails, or at least I think they did, because what they're giving me is $333.77. That is not going to cover everything. And oh, is this okay? Never mind. That was my dad. Anyway, so I showed this to my dad, who helped me put together, an email saying like, no, you are going to, you're not going to reimburse me for this. You are going to replace them. And he's the guy, the bag specialist, whatever they call it, said, "Sir, I'm not denying that, you're angry. I understand that, but this is just what our policy is. And your policy is irrelevant because what you're going to give me is not going to replace them." So my dad wanted me to actually look up the CEO's name and email, which I definitely looked it up. It's Robert Isom, I think is how you pronounce it. And I don't know if the email I found was his. Well, because I found like a few different ones. There was no telling which one was actually his, or even if they were his. So I'm going to be sending an email directly to AA support saying, "Let me speak with him."
I don't know if you're gonna reach him, but we'll see what happens. What's after that? When are we gonna get the lawsuit, buddy?
We'll see what happens. But my dad wanted me to quickly, type up an email and see and send it to him. The first one I sent, my dad said was a bit too wordy, so I, tried to, shorten it, and I sent it to my father. Said, "Okay, here, give this a read. Tell me what you think." And as far as whether or not I will speak with him, the CEO, I don't know, but my point is I'm telling these guys, no, you are going to replace them. I do not care what your policy is. This is a second job for me, and you ruined my merch. You ruined my business. Well, at least you ruined the merchandise for
I was
my
about to say,
business.
that would have been too far. The business, come on. I know what you mean, but you know what I mean.
Second job. That was my actual phrasing.
That's a good way to put it.
And what you're going to reimburse me is not going to cover it. So either you pay me back the money so that I can, I can fully replace these things, or I will, speak with a lawyer.
Of course, you're being the guy. You're being. I can imagine you like friggin' being nice all over the line. Still, you're still being a nice dude. Just like, no, you're gonna do this. Like, you already said you're not being a dick on the phone. You're being calm and collected.
I'm being stern, but I'm not calling him bad names. I'm
Yeah.
not cursing, and I'm not shouting.
Yeah. Don't be a guest, man. Don't be a Disney guest. Don't be a passhole.
I am very familiar with that term.
Yep, you're the one who came up with it. I think, or maybe
Actually,
not.
Kurt, me.
Yeah. And for the record, dude, I am splicing out all these conversations for you.
Uh, so
Do I have to make this a
whatever.
segment now? Just cruisers air war cruiser versus America. Americans. I wish I wouldn't have time to make a segment for it.
Don't know, but I want to, ask my dad, like, okay, like I just had it, shortened. Like, is this better? And uh, I still say, I should tell these guys that I will speak with a lawyer. At least, get some advice from him. I can't say, whether or not I will
That I would
sue or
do.
not.
That I would do research whether or not you want to give them the warning that threaten them that you will take lawsuits, especially if not, don't do anything until you get a lawyer. From what I've heard, it's like if they said I'm getting a lawyer, then they make them say, okay, he doesn't have a lawyer. Like, yeah, how do we take advantage of this? You don't want to make any spot. You don't want to take any point of vulnerability. Then again,
Well,
I'm not an expert in law, so I'm just saying.
the thing that really just got me mad is that I spoke with the bag specialist. Let me speak to your supervisor. He claimed this is, as high as it goes. No, it's not. Okay, I know you have a higher up, whether it's in your department or the company in general. do not lie to me. I literally do not care about what your policy says. You guys damaged my property and you're going to replace it.
Surprised you haven't even brought in the news yet.
What news?
You haven't made this into like a full-on news story online. You hired a news company to cover this story.
Could be an option.
Yeah, there you go. Wish I knew people.
I mean, I did reach out to Andrew Francis, and he is willing to re-sign my things. Now I just gotta get them replaced. But again, the money they're gonna give me is not going to replace them. These things have gone up in value.
Dude, have you posted the story to the Rack group?
What?
The Real Autograph Collectors group, Rack.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Did you tell them the story?
Yes, I did.
Oh boy.
They're all pulling for me, but they don't know what else that they don't know what they could do.
I don't know, writing campaign.
Possibility.
That's the best way you could say it. You could say there, like, help me back me up. Tell your friends, tell your other friends there. Friends there. I mean, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna get too involved here. I'm just documenting progress here, video-wise, I guess, in a way. I can't wait for the video to come out.
Honestly, I would hope that it doesn't go that far, but with what I'm being told, it's like, why wouldn't I? It's, I mean, I really don't give a shit what your policy is. Okay, if I go into your house and I break your television, you'd want me to replace it, not give you what it's worth. I mean, these Macs right now that we're speaking in front of, they're not as valuable as they were when they first came off the line, but I still broke your Macintosh. I need to replace it.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that I always say that what's even worse if it goes to law, they're gonna have to pay you more for your lawyer fees. So that's the worst part, if I'm not mistaken. Like they'd have to pay you, and then they pay you more because you had to sue this. Dude, I'm imagining this situation becoming the next version of Brad's wife.
We get it.
Okay, so there is this story, you might have heard this. It involves Cracker Barrel. There was this girl who was one of the senior managers there, right? And she was fired for no reason whatsoever. So she goes home to her husband, she's crying, and he goes online on social media and writes out an open tweet saying, 5 years of service. Why the heck did you fire my wife? So he sends it. Nothing happens. It's his birthday, and he puts out another. He asks, so what happened? Did they ever respond to you on Twitter or like email? And she's like, no, they haven't said anything. So he goes on Twitter again and he writes, it's my birthday. You haven't responded to me. My wife was a manager and did 5 years of service with you. Why did you fire my wife? So this time when it's sent, it explodes. The hashtag Brad's wife was exploding all over Twitter. People were like picketing outside the Cracker Barrel. They were picking outside other Cracker Barrels. They were interviewing employees. They were making memes about it. They were tweeting things there. It was exploding all over the world. We still don't. Cracker Barrel never responded, but the only thing they got close to it was someone tried to come in with called the Cracker Barrel she worked at and said, pretending to be a district manager, saying like, dude, we're getting all these things about this Brad's wife guy. Like, what do you know about her? And she's like, I heard she was a bit of a softie or something. And that was it. We didn't get much detail. I'm like, okay, people didn't really get it either. It's like, okay. But yeah, to this day, if you go to Cracker Barrel's Twitter and look in the comments section, you'll find some of the comments there are going to say Brad's wife. But there was a good thing here. First of all, the guy, Brad, said, look, if you want to take this up, don't harass Cracker Barrel. Just talk to the corporate, okay? Now, But here's how it did have a happy ending, because here's what happened. You're still hearing me, right? Before the final 5. The story became so huge that other companies noticed, and they're like, so you have 5-year experience, how about you come over here for an interview? And other companies are like, it's like you got management, we're looking for a manager, come on in. So essentially Brad's wife could now essentially choose where she wants to work now. So it did have a happy ending. But yeah, if you go on Twitter to this day, if you look at the comments of some of the questions, there'll at least be maybe at least one comment or more that mentions Brad's wife. Let me see.
Nice.
Let me just test it real quick. I'm gonna go to the Twitter Cracker Barrel. I'm gonna go to Explore and put in Cracker Barrel. I don't know. Maybe Elon made him go away or something. Okay, here it is, Cracker Barrel. I'm going to the first one here. It was posted. Where's the tweets? Oh, do I gotta follow it? Okay, there's only one tweet I'm finding here. It says, "Hello, Eileen. Do you care to direct message us for your contact?" And let's see what it says here in the tweet, in the comment sections. Can I not see the comments? I guess I can't see the comments. That blows. Oh well, it's time for the final 5 anyway. That's disgusting. Anyway, welcome to the final 5, everybody. Buddy, it's time for our final 5 moments there, so I'm going to start us off with me. Go. I haven't been doing a lot lately, just been working on backgrounds for Whirl and planning out some stuff. I'm getting ready for a trip next month. A lot of stuff going there. I just got through a photography event. I'm just a little overwhelmed at the moment, honestly, if you want me to be honest, but we're doing fine. I'm doing fine for the most part. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And that's pretty much all I got there, so I'm going to take this to Cruiser, who will be giving us he's going to give us his final 5, and not only that, he's going to give us his final 5 in song. Your time begins now.
The first draft of my book is done.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so I was about to work on the music for it, and then for whatever reason, I could not get my interface to work. Well, how should I say? It's like I have it hooked to my Mac. It's getting some kind of a signal, but there's no music coming from my Mac or the headphones I have plugged into it. I can't record whatsoever. So I spent an hour and 45 minutes on the phone with Apple support, and they could not figure it out. I had to contact the people at Focusrite about this. Drove me a little nuts because out of all the projects and ideas I've ever come up with, this is the one that I want to see reach its conclusion. Plus, it's a little up in the air if I'll be able to do NostalgiaCon in Texas, which has the reunion of all 3 Eds from Ed, Edd, and Eddy.
Time. No, we'll see what happens with that. Congratulations on finishing the first draft, by the way. That being said, thank you for joining us tonight, everybody here. We'll see you next week for some more frolic and fun. I gotta go sleep. Join us next time on TicNoc. That was a good name. That's totally gonna be the title.
It's the end of the show, so don't blow it. It's the end of the show, so don't blow it. It's the end of the show, so don't blow it. End it right.
My life is a bacon-wrapped hell on earth.